Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending upon where you're joining from today. We are excited to have our monthly webinar, and thank you for joining us. Our webinar today is entitled Unlocking Subscription Revenue Growth Using Artificial Intelligence in 90 Days. So today we're going to delve into how predictive customer lifecycle management solutions can significantly enhance your subscription-based business model. At Vosik AI, we are the forefront, or at the forefront, of leveraging artificial intelligence to unlock unprecedented growth and efficiency in customer lifecycle management. Our dedication to innovation has led us to discover methods that not only promise, but deliver substantial growth in remarkably short timeframes. So to introduce ourselves today, my name is Brandon Savage. I'm the head of solution enablement here. I've been with the company for over 6 years and spent 2 decades in industry at subscription-based recurring revenue, consumer-facing businesses. That's where I met our co-founder, Vasu. I'll turn the time over to him to introduce himself and then turn the time over to Doug.
Awesome. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, everyone, for joining. My name is Vasu Akla. I'm one of the co-founders of the business and also lead the data science team. I must say I'm super excited about the topic because these days, the TV is telling us, right, everyone wants AI, right? We are hearing it, we are feeling it, it's on our phone, we are seeing wonderful things. Now, on this webinar, we'll make it simple for everyone. How can you get AI as quickly as possible and literally within 1 quarter? So I'm super excited about the topic. I'll pass it to Doug.
Hi, everyone. Good morning, good day. My name is Doug Shapiro. I'm the Chief Sales Officer, and Vasu and I have known each other and worked together for almost the last 15 years on solving the problem of customer churn. And we have a very mature, although AI is, the buzz has been just a couple years old, we've been in the AI business for 10 plus years, and we're excited to share with you our vision, our solution, and how we deliver value in a short period of time.
Well, fantastic. Talking about value, as we look at artificial intelligence and machine learning, PwC released a study indicating that AI's influence on the global economy is nothing short of revolutionary. They forecast a staggering $15.7 trillion in added value by 2030. This growth is anchored in ways to enhance quality, personalizing customer experiences, increasing labor productivity. For subscription-based businesses, this means an unparalleled opportunity to scale operations, refine customer engagement, and significantly boost enterprise value. Our journey over the last decade at Vosik AI has been focused on partnering with subscription businesses to be able to harness this power of artificial intelligence for tangible business impact. From achieving $100 million in customer lifetime value enhancements to realizing substantial growth for our partners, our AI solutions have consistently delivered, and our success stories are a testament to our innovative approach and the remarkable efficacy of our AI technology in driving those real business results. As we interact with industry leaders, we've identified a common thread in their aspirations and their hurdles. The universal quest to be able to amplify your enterprise value is often hampered by challenges in translating that data into actionable insights. There are often questions about how do you build a compelling business case for launching AI? How do you make sure you're achieving timely results and seeing that ROI that's expected? And the question about the necessity for in-house capabilities often arise. These concerns highlight the critical need for a strategic approach to implement AI within our organization. And these questions are well-founded. Gartner released a study that showed that companies that have deployed artificial intelligence within their organization usually go into it expecting that they can get it launched in 2 years. The first year, they're going to plan and begin to pilot, and in the second year, they're going to be able to launch the solution. But the reality has been, it's not easy. And these companies find that 2-year um, estimate turns into a 4-year reality between planning, false starts, piloting, and finally being able to see value. So this backdrop sets the stage for our promising solution that really contradicts the norm. Unlike the drawn-out timelines that many companies anticipate, Vosic AI's methodology champions a 90-day path to artificial intelligence success. So I'm going to turn the time over to Vasu, who will now expand on our approach and demonstrate how we're able to enable businesses to be able to leapfrog these common barriers and to achieve rapid, impactful results.
Awesome. Thank you, Brandon, for the background. Before I go into the details about how we kind of make this magic happen on your data, on your business, on your use case within 90 days, I just wanted to share a little story because I lead our data science team. Obviously, I'm fascinated with, how the industry is shaping with AI and all the advances in technology, all of that. There are many, many reasons why I'm, delighted with all this trend. But one of the reasons is I actually created the very first predictive model in my life. That was 25 years ago. And I'm holding something that I wanted to share with everyone. So this is during my college days. It's always fascinating when we talk about this topic. That's the College of Engineering. This is 91 to 95. So to all my college friends who are thinking, questioning, is everything we learned in the college still relevant? I want to say absolutely yes. Maybe not everything, but some of it absolutely is. So I'm delighted to talk about the topic and delighted to share with everyone how we are able to take all our experiences and make this magic happen to you within less than 90 days, right? So with that little story, let's jump into how we do this, right? So just to bring back the slide that Brandon showed us, this is from Gartner. They of course studied a lot of businesses. What does it take for doing a pilot and all of that. So they're saying it's in reality not for a pilot, not for a laptop solution, not for figuring out what it will do, but it actually to prove we implemented this and we got these results. They're talking about 4 years, right? And what we observed, because we've been to Doug's point, doing this for 10 plus years as a business. Is most of the time is going for which use case has the low-hanging opportunity. What data sources are needed, right? Which type of model do we need to implement? Actually, even more time goes into launching a pilot and then stopping a pilot and then figuring out, oh yeah, we didn't use that data, we didn't create these offers or pick the right touch point and all of that, right? So there's a lot of iterations about missing data, incorrect model, false start, a lot of those types of things will happen. And that's one of the reasons why we're doing this for the very first time. All of this is unknowns, right? So what we do with our experience is we fast track the whole thing, right? And get you to time to value. And in terms of what are we talking about? Obviously Brandon mentioned, it's within 90 days, we take you to go live. And then we use the remaining 3 quarters within the first year to demonstrate positive ROI, right? And I'll talk about, what do we do in the first 90 days to give you, production grade AI and how we do that. But once we do this within the first quarter and then demonstrate the positive ROI, nobody wants, one simple point and, one use case solution. They want multiple use cases. And, when you talk about a subscription business, for example, AI can be applied to customer retention. AI can be applied to which sales leads are the best converting sales leads, so we can acquire more customers. Or it can be applied to, where do we secure referrals, or where do we even price optimize? These days, recurring revenue businesses, that's a very, very important business case, right? So what we do is, we pick one use case and demonstrate positive ROI within the first year and help you put additional use cases on the same platform using the same data integrations and fast track, many, many use cases, not just one use case, within the first 90 days, right? So now let's go into, if we are talking about 90 days, right? one might actually ask, okay, now that looks pretty exciting. The question on your mind might be, is this AI created for me on my business, on my data, or is this already pre-created thing? Because we believe we are a unique business, right? We are unlike many other home security companies. We are unlike many other pest control companies. We are unique telecom, that has our own unique things. Now, what we are going to be talking about is we bring experience and templates and expertise. And yes, everything we are going to be talking in the next 4 or 5 slides is about how we apply that on your business, right? So this is not pre-created something that is now applied to you. This is going to be created on your data. So very, very applicable to your business, right? Now, how do we make all of this possible, right? So there are 4 things I wanted to highlight. On the top left, first of all, we're talking about, Doug mentioned this briefly, the industry experience that we bring, between the 3 of us, each of us spend, more than 2 decades working with many, call center companies. Most of them happen to be subscription businesses, travel the world, have seen a lot of call centers, how they use it, a lot of marketing teams, how they use, advances in, BI and now advances in AI, all that. But we bring a lot of industry experience in making these solutions happen. So that itself, we have done this before, and it is relatively easy for us. Not just doing it, for the sake of, deploying some technology and saying, hey, we created a bunch of, predictive models, things like that. Our models over the last 10 years have delivered an impressive $750 million of customer lifetime value increase. So every single business case that we work on has easily 10 million and upwards of ROI that is expected in terms of lifetime value increase. So these business cases that we work on, they're not small business cases, where, you're saving a couple of $100,000. These are on the scale of tens of millions of dollars, right? So that track record and this experience is the assurance for any of our prospects, looking at, can we really do this quickly? Can we really target something transformational, right? And the answer is yes. And on the bottom left, what we are bringing to make this, super fast is we are bringing, first of all, our award-winning platform. And that comes with 10 plus machine learning models that are specifically created for subscription businesses and are trained on 20 million subscribers. These are active customers. These are canceled customers. These are customers who have upgraded. These are customers who have complained. These are customers who absorb the price increase, when that is a use case. So all kinds of scenarios are fed into 20 million subscribers. So we believe super confident that any new business can immediately take advantage of all the pre-trained models. And then all we need to do is just apply a layer of intelligence on the pre-built models about how your business is unique, right? But 80%, 90% of these models, whether you're looking at identify the customers who are unlikely to upgrade, so we can give them a better offer. Identify the customers who are dissatisfied, so we can proactively, get them on a happy path, right? Identify the customers who are likely to absorb a price increase, unlikely to absorb a price increase, convert well, not convert well. All of that is actually part of our models already, right? And the most important thing I wanted to highlight is these are not random models. These are created based on subscriber customers for recurring revenue businesses, right? And that's the niche area that we focus on. So we feel very confident about the value that we bring. Another important characteristic of our business, unlike some other models that you might have seen or software that you might have seen, we also partner with our customers through what we call our AI Center of Excellence. This is part of my team and part of our technology team. This consists of about 100 plus AI specialists who are working with many other subscription companies like yours, and they focus only on subscription lifetime value increase, right? So there is a lot of talent that we have that also knows how to deploy AI-enabled solutions. So now when you combine our experience, our track record, our technology with pre-built models, and our experience in subscription industry, this is kind of what makes the 90-day thing possible. But I'm going to give you specific details, exactly what happens in the next 90 days, right? If we start our journey today, what happens in the next 90 days? right? So this is our 1, 2, 3 step process. We have perfected our roadmap, with these 3 steps, and these 3 colors are highlighting, kind of more like the preparation and planning that happens on site. And then we come back into our office, we take all the data, we take all the insights and discussions that we had with you, and we work on deploying the models and generating, prescription actions and things like that. We review and take it go live. The key thing in the middle of the slide, deploying AI models. These are not random models that are created on some other data. These are going to be further fine-tuned to your business. That is very, very important because we understand every business has their own nuances. When you talk about upgrade, it might be different from someone else. When you talk about a specific price point or a service type that you offer that are unique to your customers, that's not available anywhere else. So we definitely fine-tune these models to your business needs using your historical data, right? So with that said, let's actually spend 2 minutes on each of these 3 steps that we are talking about. The first step is what we call a business assessment, right? So we actually provide a detailed overview to prepare your team for what to expect. And the main thing that we do here is an assessment of your analytics maturity, where you are with your AI adoption or BI maturity, and how does your productivity look like in terms of subscription businesses. They tend to have this type of average lifetime value at customer level. How does your lifetime value looks like? How does your contracts look like? How does your attrition versus lead conversion versus price points, they all look like, right? And then what we highlight here, and our strong advice, please do not implement AI projects without first creating a business case, right? Many customers are thinking, let's get AI without taking the time to prepare a strong business case. This strong business case kind of properly sets the stage for, it has tens of millions of dollars in value. Let's think about it the right way. Let's deploy the right resources. Let's go at this thing from top down and not create these laptop models or baby models that may or may not scale to the level, right? So business case is extremely important. And the other important thing that we observed is, because we do talk with a lot of these subscription customers, many of your peers, also nobody wants a rip and replace solution, right? So what everyone wants is, I have my operations that are already fine-tuned. All I need is a layer of intelligence. We call it layer of system of intelligence that we're going to create and attach to your CRM, attached to your marketing, attached to your call center, attached to your finance team with their operations, right? That is the only thing that these business leaders need, right? So properly doing this assessment gives us a view of what is already working very well, where are the gaps, and identify those quick wins, and start with the confidence that, yes, we are aiming for tens of millions of dollars, and this is a confident way of starting and all that, right? So extremely highly recommended. Go through the business exercise process. This is generally, from our framework, this is generally a 1-day process. We go on site, we kind of conduct a series of meetings with your call center, with your marketing, with your finance team, with your senior leadership team, then go back and kind of revisit that team, kind of 75, 80 days later, right? So critical step. And then this is a detailed, busy slide, but the most important thing is this is the middle portion, right? Bulk of the work is happening through WASIC here. The key thing you might want to focus on is there are 13 weeks here. That is the 90 days we are talking about. And we systematically take, step-by-step approach from what we are seeing on the left side, deployment to insights to actions. I'll just touch on a couple of things here. This includes, by the way, creating a cloud environment that is secure. So your data is not kind of mixed up with anything else. This is within your cloud, right? So many of our customers also ask, we would rather do this in-house, right? So, your private cloud is as good as, keeping the data in-house and not exposing that to somewhere else, right? So our customers and prospects feel very, very confident, with this approach. And then we bring data exchange pipelines. We deploy, natural language processing, predictive analytics, all those things, and create all the models. And towards the second half, it's essentially, if we know these are the customers who are likely to cancel, these are the customers who are likely to be upgrading. Now, what are the prescribed offers, right? So AI and BI is nothing unless we turn all of that into actions. So we help you by creating, knowing that customer churn risk is primarily driven by this and this and this. It all depends on your specific reasons. What are the countermeasures, right? What are the profitable offers that will address that particular need? Sometimes it is as simple as putting the customer back on a auto pay, sometimes giving a little, $5 reduction in a monthly rate that they're paying, or giving a one-time free, right? One-time free service for something, or maybe a piece of equipment if your business allows that, right? So all of these will be created in a sound, financially profitable way, and then we are ready to go, right? So these are all the things that we implement in the first 90 days. And then this is how the solution would look like. I'm just showing one screen illustration. This is where, the basic customer profile is there. Risk score, high risk versus low risk is there. We kind of display relevant information, but my favorite thing is always, what are the drivers of this high risk score? In this case, it is showing, certain wealth deciles, certain auto pay characteristics, certain, neighborhoods in which the customer might be living. And in order to address these things, the system is not just saying this customer is high risk, but it is also recommending these are the specific offers that we recommend, and they're all proven to be NPV positive, or generally profitable, right? So this is how the simple guidance for the call center teams might look like. But you can put this intelligence back into your email marketing, back into your field marketing, back into your any other CRM systems you may have, right? So very simple integration. Now the final step is, again, we go back into the business case, we refine that business case, we demonstrate the positive ROI, we make fine-tuned adjustments based on what the preliminary assumptions are telling us versus what we learned during the model implementation, model fine-tuning. And then, we actually conduct an on-site executive review, and senior leaders usually, love this review and drivers of churn, and they often discuss, I always had that gut feeling, how much attrition that particular business practice is causing, and now we get to see that. And the most important thing here that is a big aha moment for most of the senior leaders that we work with is they have seen similar analysis, but at the cohort level, low FICO customers, end of contract customers, this service plan, that service plan, this price plan, that price plan acquired through this way, that way, right? But usually they have not seen this at the customer level, right? So if you have 100,000 customers, 1 million customers, for every single customer, this is high risk to cancel or low risk to cancel, likely to absorb a price increase, not unlikely to absorb a price increase, because, right? That because is very, very, clear by showing those health indicators, right? So that's our specialty. And those are the kind of frameworks and the templates that we have perfected. But for us, because we have done this many times, it's relatively simple and straightforward. So I'm just recapping all of these 3 steps. Now, one might again question, right? How much of this work is happening through WASIC versus how much of our team needs to be involved? Because, we all know your IT team is busy. They have more backlog than what they can handle. Your marketing team is busy. They have more backlog than what they can handle. And maybe this is the first time any of your BI team members might have seen anything like this, right? So we understand they're all busy, but because of the cloud-based nature of our solution, technically, I want to keep it like ultra simple here. The solution is already running minus your data. So you plug your data to the solution, it is rapid time to value, right? And all we need to do is just, minor configuration, minor fine tuning based on your business case. And even to elaborate on the business case and why that particular, retention might be before or call center might be before anything else, we actually kind of work with you. And once everyone agrees, we create a roadmap that is, ready to go, live within the first 90 days. And then we take you on the journey for the other business cases, right? So the simple thing is the solution cloud is making this happen. Our previous templates are making this happen. Our framework for on-site assessment, figuring out not how to rip and replace the whole thing, which nobody wants, how to just add a simple layer of intelligence to what you already have. How does that work and how does that integrate? All of that experience is making this happen. So our response usually for this question is 80% of the work that we're talking about in these previous slides is actually handled by one of the WASIC experts, right? And all we would need is, of course, we would need your data. So that typically can be handled by, your BI person is busy, but a fraction of his time while he or she continues to handle their BI demands, as long as we have a fraction of the time for a couple of weeks, we have access to the data and we take care of the rest of the things, right? So we make it simple, and that is why we are super confident that we can deliver this thing within 90 days, right? So with that, I'm going to pass it to Doug. Thank you for joining us today. Doug, for you to recap and share any of your insights.
Yeah, sure. So I just have a couple slides in there for the most part, a recap of what Brandon and Vasu had shared with you. And, I have sat in countless meetings over the last 10 years. And what customers, often they ask is getting started with Vasu really that easy? Because Vasu and Brandon sure make it sound, based on the case study, sure make it sound easy. And so just in summary, so we start with a 90-day proof of value, proof of concept exercise that aims to prove the use case and ROI that is most important to you. And it could be more than one use case. We're open to tackling 1, 2, or 3 use cases in the proof of value exercise. And as Vasu said, we do 80% of the work, you do 20%. And oh, by the way, that 20% isn't consistent 20%. It's going to be from time to time. We talked about what data sources, in the last 10 years, I can't think of a data source we were unable to tap. We like our favorite data food is structured and unstructured data. We know how to integrate it. We know how to consume it. It's done by way of CSV format and nightly uploads. We talked about our software. It's already running, right? This is a very mature set of applications and platform that can run in your dedicated private cloud environment on AWS or Azure. And this isn't new. We've been AI, the buzz of AI is just the paint's still wet on the wall. I think there's just so much room for improvement, but we've been doing this for 10 years. And we talked about 20 million subscribers. And so that is one of the key ingredients, I'll call it the accelerant to our 90-day success is our software is it's already built. It's already running. We're just consuming your data, aligning it with the use cases to deliver the value. Now on to the next slide, please. So one of the key ingredients to our success, and I have worked over the last 30 years with all the big consulting firms, and I've heard all their stories, and I've heard all their high-paid consultants raving about this. And years later, I worked for Siebel Systems, and $5 million later on a $300,000 sale, the CRM system wasn't installed properly and the adoption was low. And so I can tell you that that's not the case here. We have a very mature delivery model called ACE. It's the AI Center of Excellence that has PhDs like Vasu on the front end, delivering the executive level monthly results and guidance backed by a team of 100 data scientists and engineers. And let me just tell you, one of the big differentiators is Vasu and his direct team are very, very hands-on. We're not like a typical CRM vendor such as Salesforce, nothing against them, but they're not hands-on, and they don't deliver the type of ROI that we do. And so we have a very hands-on approach. We're in it to win it with you. And we can help transform your subscription-based business. Our playbook, it looks like this. So we reduce technical debt. You're not hiring developers on your own. Hey, we can get some cheap labor offshore. So you're not hiring developers who often leave, abandon your project, causing restarts, loss of brain trust. There's lack of consistency, and there's this, I call it the flip-flop restart process. And in that time, nothing happens. The problem of customer attrition just the hill keeps getting steeper and the problem's not getting solved. And we love to walk in when someone's neck's getting choked and their face is getting red, because our best customers are the ones that have tried, they failed. And when I go back to each one of our customers, and I do, They're like, man, I wish we started with you after the first date, because we spent 2 years, all this money, accumulated all this technical debt, and we're kind of like tail between the legs. Can you help us get out of this hole? And the answer is yes. We're always happy to help. Our team manages the change. We remove the complexities. We supercharge your customer lifetime value. And just to build on what Vasu was talking about, one of the key foundations of success is we find, and this is a lot of our customers walk away from these webinars and our meetings, and they're like, this is just too good to be true. And the too good to be true storybook is our business case. And we drive the result of the business case. We are accountable for it. We're on top of it. And we create a compelling time-bound business case that aligns with your enterprise corporate goals and objectives. So in summary, the convergence of our strategic thinking, our strategic experience around subscription economics and proven AI software, it's reshaping the financial landscape of our customers. And we hope to have the opportunity to help you as well. And lastly, on our last slide here, as we wrap up the webinar, and I'll hand it off to Brandon for official closing here, but we appreciate your time and interest. And I have two offers for you. One is, Vasu briefly talked about the AI-enabled growth strategy workshop. Invite us in. There's no cost. You can find out what your peers are doing. We won't mention their names, but we can tell you, do a quick peer review. We'll look at your current, we'll take some insights, some snapshots of your customer retention programs, your supporting processes, your technology, and we'll talk about the areas of subscription revenue improvement. And finally, most exciting is, for all the attendees on this webinar, we're offering a 50% discount on the first year of our AI software and services to help you retain, guess what, your most important asset, your customers. So I want to thank you for your time today. I'll hand it off to Brandon to see if there's any questions or such. So Brandon, over to you, buddy.
As we draw today's session to a close, I just want to reiterate the incredible opportunity that lies before you right now. Doug shared two exceptional offers designed to be able to help propel your business into the future of AI-driven growth. These offers are the first step on the path to transforming your subscription revenue model in a matter of days, not years. Remember, this workshop is your chance to engage directly with our team of experts. It's more than just a conversation. It's a strategy session that will lay the foundation for your AI-enabled future. And with a generous discount for our software and services for your first year, there's never been a better time to act. So make the decision today. Let's embark on this journey together. Feel free to reach out to us at info@vosik.ai. We'll be reaching out to you on LinkedIn and via email. And if you're interested, please reply back and claim this workshop spot, secure your discount. The landscape of subscription business is evolving rapidly. And with us by your side, you'll be at the forefront of this transformation. Thanks again for joining us. We're excited to support your success and look forward to the remarkable achievements that we can accomplish together. Until we meet again, take the next step. Your future in AI-driven growth awaits. Thanks, everyone.